Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, don't turn away now, for the final heartbeat of this message carries a secret meant only for you. In these last 2 minutes, something powerful is waiting, something that could shift your path forever. Remain with me until the end, and you will step into blessings prepared only for you. You are about to lose the hand of God, and time is slipping through like grains of sand. Heaven stands still, watching, waiting, and aching for your heart to return. 10 seconds, not of earthly time, but of divine mercy, are all that remain before your name, written in light, risks being erased from the eternal book. Not from punishment, not from wrath, but from your own drifting soul forgetting its first love, God. Type 2323 if you trust in God. In the quiet spaces of your life, in those moments when everything is still and your heart aches for more, that is the sound of the Lord calling you. You may not always recognize it, but that gentle pull, that tear that forms without reason, that sudden feeling of wanting to go home when you're already sitting on your bed, that is God's Spirit whispering that you are not alone. You were never alone. The world has grown loud. There are distractions everywhere. The weight of everyday life presses down like a storm cloud, full and dark and ready to break. But even in that storm, God's hand still reaches for you. Not once has He pulled away, even when you've pulled your hand back. His love doesn't run dry. His patience is not like ours. It stretches farther than oceans and deeper than sorrow. But even patience, if ignored too long, must allow consequences to unfold, not as punishment, but as a final cry for you to look up. Like this video and subscribe to this channel if you want to walk with God every day. I've seen the heavens tremble with sorrow for those who forget their Creator. Not because God grows angry, but because He misses you. He misses the way your soul used to glow when you called His name. He remembers the childlike faith you once had when you believed He could move mountains, and He did. Now your heart is tired. Now your faith feels like a story told long ago, fading behind bills, deadlines, heartbreak, and fear. But Jesus has never stopped walking beside you. Not once. Every tear you've cried in silence, He caught. Every moment you thought nobody saw your pain, He did. When you stood at the edge of despair, ready to let go, it was His hand that held you, even when you didn't know it. The breath in your lungs right now is proof that He's not finished with you. You're not too far gone. You're not too broken. You're not forgotten. You see, the enemy wants you to believe that God has turned His back, but that's the oldest lie in the book. If you were truly abandoned, you wouldn't feel this stirring inside your heart right now. That stirring is the Spirit. That quiet ache is Jesus calling you home. Not to a place, but to Himself. He is the home your heart has been looking for all along. What if the fastest path to wealth was already inside your mind, waiting to be activated by a powerful sound wave? Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it begins drawing opportunities, success, and financial freedom like never before. Imagine the relief of no more bills and the joy of living your dreams. This is more than an offer, it is a divine turning point. Your destiny is waiting, but only if you choose to move now. Click the link in the video description and comments below to turn on this ancient brain wave today. When he walked this earth, he didn't seek perfect people. He didn't dine with the proud or walk only with the holy. He touched the lepers. He wept with the grieving. He embraced the rejected and knelt beside the forgotten. That same Jesus is with you now, right where you are, in the middle of your struggle, your doubt, your wandering. He isn't waiting for you to fix yourself. He's just waiting for you to say, "Lord, I need you." Type 666 if you believe in God's grace. There is still time. There is still hope. The heavens have not sealed the book yet. Your name still echoes in the heart of God like a melody He refuses to forget. Don't let shame keep you away. Don't let fear chain your soul. The enemy screams lies, but Jesus whispers truth, and His voice is always soft, always steady, always kind. You are loved. You are wanted. Not just tolerated, not just seen, deeply, eternally wanted. There's a place at the table with your name on it. The angels are watching, holding their breath, waiting for you to turn your heart back to the one who made it. You are not running out of time because God is cruel. You are running out of time because your heart is fading from the sound of His voice, and He wants to bring you back before that light goes dim. So pause. Breathe. Let the noise fade. In this moment, let yourself feel again. Let your soul remember. Let your heart say, "Jesus, I miss you," because He's already saying, "I never left you." His arms are still open. His hands are still scarred. His love is still endless. Come back while the door is still open. Come back before your name fades from the pages of eternity. Not out of fear, but because love this deep, this real, this eternal, can't be ignored forever. And it was always meant for you. Long ago, before your eyes first opened to the sky, God already knew your name. He didn't just form your body, He formed your purpose, your story, your voice, and your place in His heart. You were not an accident, not a mistake. You were spoken into existence by love. From the very first moment of your life, Jesus has been by your side. Through the laughter, through the loss, through every quiet moment when you whispered to the ceiling hoping someone would hear, you were never alone. And still, even now, He is with you. You might feel far away, but His presence hasn't moved. You might feel undeserving, but His love has not weakened. There is nothing you could have done that can undo what He did on the cross. Those arms stretched wide weren't just to die, they were to embrace you forever, no matter how long it took you to come home. The danger is not that He will stop loving you. The danger is that you will drift too far, surrounded by noise, forgetting how to listen. The world is loud, full of promises that shine for a moment and then fade. But when you stand in the silence, when the lights dim and the music stops, you'll feel it, that ache. That longing. That sense that something is missing. That feeling is your soul remembering who it belongs to. And when the world tells you to be strong, Jesus says it's okay to be weak. When life tells you to keep going, He says it's okay to rest. When shame tells you that you are too far gone, He reminds you that His grace always goes farther. He's not looking for perfection. He's reaching for honesty. A heart that whispers, "Lord, I'm tired, is a heart he treasures. If you could see the way heaven sees you, you would fall to your knees in wonder. Not because of who you are, but because of how deeply you are loved. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are the one Jesus would still climb the hill for, still take the nails for, still whisper, "It is finished," for. Type 1919 to embrace healing. You don't need to have the right words. You don't need to be free of guilt. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to come. Just need to turn your face toward him, like a child looking for their father in a crowd. He'll run to you. He'll carry you if you can't walk. That's the kind of love he offers. That's the kind of Savior he is. Even now, he's holding your heart in his hands, not because you earned it, but because you are his. You always have been. Don't let the shadows fool you into thinking the light is gone. It only takes one small spark, one quiet moment of surrender, for the flame to begin again. God is not keeping score. He is keeping your tears. Every one of them. And he will use them, in his time, to water the seeds of healing he is planting in you now. You may not feel strong. You may not feel worthy. But you are still chosen. You are still loved beyond measure. And you still have time, just enough to turn, to open your heart, and to whisper the only word that matters, Jesus. Everything changes when you call his name. The storm stills. The fear fades. The weight lifts. Because his presence doesn't come with demands, it comes with peace. And in that peace, you will remember who you really are. You are his. You always were. What if 7 minutes could rewrite your financial future forever? This hidden frequency, backed by neuroscience, flips the brain's natural wealth switch, unleashing unstoppable prosperity. People are calling it the money magnet sound, and it's already transforming lives. But hesitation means missing out while others move ahead. This is your moment to act. Click the link in the video description and comments below to awaken the wealth inside you today before the chance slips away. These seconds of grace, these final moments of invitation, are not to scare you, but to remind you, heaven is not far. Heaven is not waiting to punish, it is waiting to rejoice. It is waiting to celebrate your return, like a parent waiting at the window, heart full of hope, refusing to give up. God's hand is still stretched out. But it won't wait forever, not because he is cruel, but because he knows how easy it is for a heart to go silent, to stop listening, to forget. So let this be the moment you remember. Let this be the second your heart starts to beat again in rhythm with his. Let this be the day the angels begin to sing your name again, not as a warning, but as a welcome. Because heaven has always had a place just for you. And it still does. Sometimes life breaks you in places no one sees. You keep smiling, keep trying, but inside there's a weight that never quite lifts. Maybe you've lost something that mattered. Maybe you've wandered too far and can't remember the way back. Or maybe you've just grown numb, slowly forgetting what it felt like to believe. But God hasn't forgotten. He hasn't stopped hoping. He hasn't stopped loving you with the same fierce tenderness that shaped the stars and still takes time to notice the sadness behind your eyes. He knows. Not just the story you tell others, but the one you hide even from yourself. The late-night questions. The quiet anger. The tired prayers that barely make it past your lips. He knows. And still, he stays. Still, he whispers your name with a love that never runs dry. Still, he keeps the door open, waiting not for perfection, but for surrender. He's not asking for a performance. He's asking for your heart. The danger isn't that God will turn away from you. It's that you'll grow so used to the noise, the rushing, the scrolling, the pretending, that you won't hear him anymore. His voice is gentle. It won't compete with chaos. It waits in the stillness. That's why everything feels heavy, because your soul was made for more than this world offers. You weren't created to survive. You were created to be held, to be healed, to be restored by the one who knows exactly how to put you back together. Type 222 if you know God is with you. And Jesus, oh how deeply he loves you. The world may break promises, but he keeps every one. The world may forget your worth, but he never does. In his eyes, you are not damaged, not useless, not too late. You are precious. You are enough, just as you are, not because of anything you've done, but because of who he is. He sees your scars, and he's not afraid of them. In fact, he wants to place his own scarred hands over yours, not to erase them, but to show you that healing is possible. He doesn't promise that life will be easy. But he does promise you won't walk through it alone. He'll carry you when you can't move. He'll speak peace when fear chokes your breath. He'll fight for your soul when darkness tries to pull you under. You don't have to climb your way back to him. Just whisper his name, and he'll come running. That's the heart of Jesus, not distant, not harsh, but soft with mercy and fierce with compassion. Maybe no one ever told you this, but it's true, you matter to God. Your life matters. Your soul matters. Your healing, your story, your future, it all matters to him. That's why the warning comes with such urgency. It's not a threat. It's a cry from the heart of heaven. Time is a gift, but it isn't endless. Not because God is impatient, but because he knows how easy it is for the flame of faith to flicker out while we're distracted by the world's empty glitter. Heaven is not shouting at you to scare you. It is pleading with you to listen before the quiet inside you fades completely. Because once you forget the sound of his voice, it's hard to find your way back. But you still can. This very moment is proof. If you are reading this, it means there is still time. There is still a door open. There is still a heartbeat of grace. Don't waste another second wondering if you are worthy. The cross already answered that. Don't try to carry the weight of your shame alone. He already carried it for you. All you have to do is turn, reach, and believe again. The warmth of his hand is still there, waiting to take yours. Heaven will not erase your name if your heart is still reaching back. You haven't lost God's hand, not yet. But the time to grip it tightly again is now, before you grow too numb to feel it, too distant to hear his voice, too lost to find the road back without tears. God's heart for you has never changed. Before you stumbled, before you doubted, before you broke, he already loved you. There isn't a version of your story that makes him turn away. Whether you're barely holding on or already feel like you've let go, his grip is still strong. It's not based on your strength. It never was. That's the beauty of his grace. He carries what we can't. He restores what we thought was lost. He revives what we thought had died. There are times when life takes more than it gives, and your soul starts to shrink under the weight of it all. The world tells you to harden your heart, to keep moving, to stay numb. But the Spirit of God speaks in the opposite direction. He tells you it's okay to feel, to grieve, to long for something deeper than this world can offer. That longing, buried beneath everything, is your soul remembering its home. You were made for more than survival. You were made for communion, with God, with love, with eternal purpose. Type 1515 to receive peace in your soul. Every step you've taken, even the wrong ones, he has watched. Not with condemnation, but with a heart that keeps hoping you'll look back. The pain you feel is not a sign that he's left you. It's a sign that he's near, knocking gently, asking for permission to come back into every room of your heart that's been closed. He will not force his way in. He waits until you unlock the door. And right now, the key is still in your hand. You might think, I've gone too far. But no one has ever fallen beyond the reach of the one who left heaven to hang on a cross. You might think, I'm not who I used to be. But Jesus doesn't want who you used to be. He wants you now, just as you are, tired, confused, unsure. You might think, it's too late, but the truth is, if you're still breathing, it's not. As long as your heart is beating, there's still a path back. You were never meant to find that path alone. That's why Jesus came, not just to save your soul after death, but to walk with you through the broken places of life. He wants to heal what was taken from you. He wants to speak truth where lies have grown roots. He wants to sit with you in the ashes and begin again. Sometimes it starts small. A tear that finally falls. A breath that doesn't feel as heavy. A moment when you say, God, if you're still there, I need you. That's all it takes. That's enough to open the heavens. Because he is still there. Still listening. Still aching for you. This isn't about religion. This isn't about rules. This is about the love of a father who never stopped waiting. He's not looking for a perfect speech. He's looking for honesty. Even if all you have to give is your brokenness, that's enough for him. He makes beautiful things out of dust. And you, yes you, are still one of his most beautiful creations. What if 7 minutes of sound could end years of financial struggle and replace it with freedom, prosperity, and peace? This ancient frequency, once locked away in secret government research, is now changing lives everywhere. Imagine bills erased, doors opening, and sudden windfalls flowing into your hands. But every delay is wealth lost forever. Click the link in the video description and comments below to switch on your money wave, and claim abundance today. The seconds are passing, not with thunder, but with grace. But they will not wait forever. The world is loud, and its pull is strong. The longer you stay away, the easier it becomes to stop feeling, to stop remembering what it means to be close to God. That's why the warning comes, not as a threat, but as a rescue. A call from the deep, trying to pull you back before the current takes you too far. But even now, He is closer than your breath. He is the stillness you long for. He is the healing your heart keeps reaching for in all the wrong places. And He has never stopped calling your name. Not once. Heaven is still writing your story. But it won't keep writing without your yes. This is the moment. This is the whisper before the silence. This is the hand of God, still open, still waiting, still willing to carry you the rest of the way. Type Amen if you trust God's plan, and share this video with 7 people to receive abundant blessings and life-changing miracles. The truth is, you were never meant to carry this life alone. You were never built to walk through grief, shame, loneliness, or weariness without the one who made you. But the world has taught you to hide your pain, to bury your questions, to pretend you are strong. And in doing so, it has slowly pulled you away from the gentle arms of Jesus, who never once expected you to be anything more than His child. You may have wandered. You may have filled your days with everything but prayer, your thoughts with everything but God. But there's a part of your soul, no matter how buried, that still remembers what it felt like to believe. That part of you is still alive, still waiting, still calling out in the quietest moments when the noise dies down and your heart begins to ache without knowing why. That ache is the voice of heaven saying, "Come home." Type 1616 if you surrender to God's will. Jesus is not angry. He is not shaking His head in disappointment. He is kneeling beside you, whispering through your doubts, through your mistakes, through your memories, "I am still here." There is no timeline for grace. There is no expiration date on mercy. There is only love, pure and undying, waiting for you to stop running. There are days when your soul feels tired, even when your body is rested. That's because your spirit isn't just exhausted, it's homesick. You weren't made to live without the nearness of God. You were created with eternity etched into your being, and until you rest in Him again, nothing else will truly satisfy. No achievement, no relationship, no comfort in this world can fill the space that only Jesus fits. He knows what you've lost. He knows the pain that sits quietly behind your smile. He knows the shame that keeps you from lifting your eyes. And still, He comes closer. Still, He reaches out. Still, He calls you by your real name, the one He gave you, not the one the world has tried to replace it with. He doesn't see failure. He doesn't see weakness. He sees the child He made with purpose and breathed life into. He sees you. There is a sacred stillness right now, a holy pause in the noise of your life, where God is bending low to speak to your heart again. Don't let the moment pass. Don't let your heart grow cold in a world that teaches you to numb your soul. This isn't just about eternity after death. It's about life here and now. It's about healing what has been broken inside of you. It's about giving you the peace you've been chasing for so long. God doesn't need you to come with answers. He only asks that you come with your heart. And even if it's in pieces, even if you don't know how to begin, He knows what to do with broken things. He's been rebuilding shattered lives since the beginning of time, and yours is no different. He will not waste your sorrow. He will not overlook your pain. He will turn every scar into a story of redemption, if only you let him. The warnings are not loud to scare you. They are loud because you matter too much to lose. Heaven is not watching you to condemn you. Heaven is watching you with hope, waiting to rejoice over you. The angels still believe you will turn back. And God, the Father who never stopped believing in His children, is standing at the gate, watching the road, heart full of love, whispering, "Come home." This moment is holy. This second is mercy. This breath is a gift. And if you close your eyes right now, and open your heart just a little, you will feel Him. Not in thunder. Not in fear. But in peace so deep, so kind, it brings tears you didn't know you were holding. That's the presence of Jesus. That's the nearness of the one who never stopped walking beside you. Don't wait until your name is no longer echoing through heaven's gates. Don't wait until your soul forgets how to feel Him. He's still here. Still reaching. Still loving. Still waiting. These final moments, these gentle urgings, they are heaven's way of reaching through the fog of your thoughts, through the noise of your day, and reminding you that time was never meant to be wasted apart from Him. God has never been far, but your soul has grown distant, not in rebellion, but in weariness, in wounds, in forgetfulness. He knows. And He doesn't blame you. He only wants to remind you that He still has you, if you'll let Him. Type 2020 to claim joy and strength. You don't need to clean yourself up to return. You don't need to fix everything before coming close. His arms are open now, not once you're better, not once you're stronger, but right now, broken, hurting, doubting, exhausted. He sees your heart clearer than you ever could, and still He wants all of it. You might feel like you're barely holding on, but He is holding you more tightly than you realize. So many voices in your life have told you what you're not. Not good enough. Not strong enough. Not spiritual enough. But God has always seen you differently. He sees someone worth rescuing. Someone worth fighting for. Someone worth dying for. And that's exactly what He did. Not because you begged Him to, but because His love was always that deep, that real, that constant. Do you know what heaven sees when it looks at you? Not your flaws. Not your failures. Not your forgotten prayers. Heaven sees a child of God who still carries the fingerprint of the Creator in every part of their being. You may have covered it up with shame or sorrow, but it's still there. And God still delights in you. Not in a distant, cold way, but like a father whose eyes fill with tears when he sees his child finally look up again. Maybe you've stopped praying. Maybe you've grown cold, tired, disappointed. Maybe life didn't go the way you thought it would, and somewhere along the way, your soul grew quiet. But Jesus has not stopped whispering your name. He hasn't stopped knocking at the door of your heart, gently, respectfully, lovingly. He doesn't force His way in. He waits. And He's still waiting. You haven't run out of chances, but you are running out of time. Not because God is impatient, but because the world grows darker every day, and your soul was not made to survive without light. These last seconds of grace are a gift, a final call to come back to what your spirit has always needed. You don't have to understand it all. You don't have to have the answers. You just have to come. That is all. And that is enough. Jesus does not shame you for wandering. He simply wants to walk you back home. Step by step. Tear by tear. With no anger in his voice, only love. And with every step you take, the weight you've carried will begin to lift. The shame will begin to fall. The fear will lose its grip. Because love like this doesn't leave room for fear. It fills every empty place with peace that the world could never give you. You are not too late. You are not too far gone. Your name still echoes in the halls of heaven. The angels still speak it with hope. The Father still sees it written in his heart, where it has always belonged. But he will not force you to return. He will never make you love him. Because real love waits. Real love invites. Real love opens its arms and says, I'm here whenever you're ready. And he is ready now. Ready to heal. Ready to restore. Ready to walk with you through the ruins of your pain and rebuild something holy, something beautiful, something eternal. The invitation has not faded. The door is still open. The light is still shining. But it is your choice now. Only you can take that step. Heaven is watching, not with judgment, but with hope. Jesus is reaching, not with demands, but with compassion. And the Father is waiting, not to scold, but to embrace. Type 111 if you believe miracles are near. You may not realize how far you've gone because it happened slowly, almost gently, with every little compromise, every small surrender to the world's distractions. One moment you were praying, and the next, prayer became a whisper you only remembered in times of crisis. You used to feel him in the quiet moments, but now the silence feels empty. But that emptiness you feel is not abandonment. It's a call. A loving call to come back before your soul forgets the sound of the one who made it. He knows how the world wears you down. He knows how easy it is to believe lies when pain has clouded your vision. He's not asking you to be perfect. He's not asking you to get everything right. He's only asking you to let him back in. Because without him, the heart grows numb. Without him, peace becomes temporary, love feels shallow, and hope becomes hard to hold on to. The truth is simple, you were created for abundance, yet a dormant brain signal has been holding you back. Scientists call it the money-attracting frequency, and once awakened, it pulls wealth into your life like never before. Others who pressed play once are already transformed, living the life they dreamed of. Do not hesitate or let regret steal this chance. Click the link in the video description and comments below to unlock your prosperity now. Jesus never promised a life without struggle. But he promised you wouldn't face it alone. He promised to be your comfort when the grief is too much. Your strength when fear grips your chest. Your anchor when everything feels like it's falling apart. He promised to be with you in the fire, in the storm, in the midnight hours when sleep won't come and your thoughts won't stop. And even if you've walked away, even if you've stopped believing, He's still here. Still faithful. Still calling. The enemy will try to convince you that it's too late. That God has turned His face. That you're forgotten, discarded, or no longer chosen. But those are lies designed to keep you bound in shame. Because shame keeps you running from the very arms that are open to save you. But Jesus doesn't deal in shame. He deals in grace. And grace is still being offered to you right now, even in this very moment, even if you feel like you don't deserve it. God never stops loving His children. He never forgets the ones who wander. And even now, He is whispering to your heart, urging you to stop chasing what keeps hurting you. Urging you to stop trying to fix yourself with things that were never meant to heal a soul. He wants to do it. Gently. Completely. Permanently. All He asks is that you let Him. Do not mistake His silence for absence. Sometimes, He is quiet so that you can begin to hear your own heart again. So that the hunger for Him can rise up in you and remind you that you were made for more than this world. You were created for holy things, for deep, soul-saving love. For stillness that fills the room like warmth. For joy that is not loud but steady. For peace that doesn't depend on how good your day was. God still wants to write the rest of your story. But He won't force the pen from your hand. He waits for your surrender, not out of pride, but out of love. Love that would never manipulate. Love that stands at the edge of your choices and says, I'm here whenever you're ready. And right now, you still have time. Time to let go. Time to fall into grace. Time to let your weary soul be held. You've been carrying too much. Trying to be strong for too long. But He already knows. He knows how hard it's been. How lonely you've felt. How tired your spirit is. And He wants to be the place where you can finally rest. Not just for a moment, but forever. Type Amen to trust God's plan for your life. The seconds are few, but they are enough. Enough to whisper His name. Enough to breathe again. Enough to say, I want to come home. And when you do, you will find that home was never a place. The Father's heart is not filled with disappointment, it is filled with longing. Longing for you to see what He has always seen, that even in your brokenness, you are beautiful to Him. Even in your failures, you are loved. Even in your wandering, you are wanted. You may not understand how love like that could exist, but you don't need to understand it to receive it. You only need to open your heart, just a little, and let Him in again. Every time you took a wrong turn, He followed. Every time you wept in silence, He listened. Every time you said, I can't go on, He whispered, I know, but I can carry you. His patience isn't weakness. His patience is proof of His love, a love that never tires, never turns away, never gives up. The seconds are few, but they are sacred. Each one is a heartbeat of mercy, a chance to reach for His hand before the noise of the world pulls you too far. You see, losing God's hand doesn't happen with one great fall. It happens slowly, quietly, in the small choices, in the moments when you stop praying, stop hoping, stop listening. It happens when you start filling your emptiness with things that can never satisfy. But even if that's where you are right now, even if you've drifted far, you can still turn back. One step toward him, and he'll take 1,000 toward you. That's who he is. He doesn't care about your past the way you think he does. He's not keeping a record of your mistakes. The only thing he's kept is your name, written in his heart, waiting for you to remember that it still belongs there. The world will tell you that your worth is based on what you've done, but God says your worth was settled long before you took your first breath. You are his child. Nothing can change that, not even your own doubts. The warning that heaven speaks is not meant to frighten your heart, but to wake it. To stir that quiet place inside you that still remembers what it feels like to be loved without condition. Because you've known that love before. Maybe it's been years since you've felt it, maybe you've tried to forget it, but it's still there, buried beneath the noise. And God is still the same. His arms are still open. His grace is still endless. Jesus is not waiting for your perfection. He is waiting for your surrender. He is waiting for that small moment when you stop fighting, stop pretending, and just let him hold you. He knows the mess. He knows the pain. And he isn't ashamed of any of it. He doesn't look away when you cry. He doesn't walk out when you fall apart. He stays. Always. Because his love isn't based on who you are when you have it all together. It's based on who you are when you finally let him make you whole. If you could see how heaven watches over you, you'd weep. Angels still speak your name. They still see your light, dimmed but not gone. They still believe you will rise again. Because the spark of the divine that God placed in you cannot be erased, only forgotten. And this message, these words, this moment, it's all a reminder that the flame can still be reignited. Type 3030 if you believe Jesus lives in your heart. Do not let the world convince you that this is all there is. Do not let your pain define the rest of your story. You are standing in a moment of mercy, and mercy is stronger than time, stronger than failure, stronger than fear. All you have to do is whisper his name. Just that. You don't need long prayers or perfect words. Just his name. Jesus. The one who sees you. The one who stays. The one who saves. Every second you wait, wealth meant for you slips into someone else's hands. A hidden brain wave, once buried in CIA files, has been proven to awaken unstoppable prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch inside your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. This is more than an opportunity, it is destiny knocking. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. You have not lost his hand. You have simply loosened your grip. But you can tighten it again. Right now. This very moment. Before the last second fades, before the noise takes over, before the world convinces you that love like this doesn't exist. God has watched every moment you felt forgotten. Every time you cried in the dark and wondered if anyone heard. He saw the pain that others ignored, and he never turned away. There are wounds inside you that no one else can see, but he sees them clearly. He does not flinch at your brokenness. He draws closer to it. Because he knows that healing does not begin with pretending, it begins with presence. And he has never stopped being present. You might feel like you've been walking in circles, trying to find something solid to stand on. But nothing holds, does it? The things of this world glitter for a moment and then crumble in your hands. They promise happiness but leave your spirit emptier than before. Because nothing on earth can take the place of what your soul was made to hold. You were not created for noise, for distraction, for chasing things that vanish. You were created for relationship, with the God who formed your heart to fit perfectly in His. Jesus isn't asking you to change yourself before coming back. He isn't waiting for you to become better, or stronger, or more worthy. He is waiting for you to become honest. To come just as you are, even if you feel ruined, even if you feel ashamed. His love doesn't come after your healing, it brings your healing. His forgiveness doesn't come with conditions, it comes with open arms. And that's what is offered to you now. Arms that have never closed. A door that's still open. A voice that still calls your name even when you've forgotten how to answer. The world may have lied to you. It may have told you that God has given up. That He's too far. That you've gone too deep. But none of that is true. The truth is, He's never stopped waiting. He's never stopped hoping. He's never stopped loving you. You may not feel ready. But you don't need to be ready. You just need to respond. A single step back toward Him is all it takes. Not because you have the strength, but because He's had it all along. He will lift you. He will carry you. He will restore what you thought could never be repaired. Do you remember the last time you felt peace? Real peace, not just a pause in the noise, but a deep stillness in your soul? That peace comes only from Him. And He is offering it to you again. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to earn it. You only need to receive it. Type "I believe" if you believe miracles are on the way. Right now, as your heart beats and your lungs fill with air, God is reaching for you. He is speaking through the weight of this moment, not with thunder, but with tenderness. He is reminding you that your name still matters. Your life still matters. Your soul still matters. The warnings are loud because your silence has become too long. Heaven is calling not to frighten you, but to awaken you. Before your heart forgets how to feel. Before your soul forgets how to trust. Before your spirit forgets how to return. You are loved by a God who has never given up on you. Not once. And He is not giving up now. These final seconds are a mercy, not a threat. They are the last echoes of grace knocking at the door of your heart, asking to be let in. Not to judge you, but to hold you. To heal you. To walk with you again. You don't have to fix everything. You don't have to explain anything. You just have to say yes. Yes to love. Yes to peace. Yes to coming home. There is a weariness that lives inside so many hearts, and you have felt it too. It's that quiet heaviness that settles in when you've been strong for too long, when you've smiled through pain, when you've learned to survive instead of live. But surviving was never meant to be your destiny. You were made for life, real, unshakable, eternal life that only comes from the presence of God. And the moment you take His hand again, that life begins to flow through you like light through a cracked window, reaching every place that has long been in shadow. Do not be afraid of coming back. God is not waiting with anger. He is waiting with joy. He is not looking for excuses to condemn, He is looking for reasons to embrace. And in truth, He has already found them all. He looks at you and sees not your mistakes, not your doubts, not your fears, but your heart, still beating, still capable of love, still capable of being His again. You don't have to prove anything to Him. You only have to surrender. Surrender not in defeat, but in relief, in the knowledge that you no longer have to carry everything alone. There are angels around you even now, whispering strength into your spirit. They have watched your tears, gathered your prayers, and guarded your path even when you didn't see the danger. They rejoice at the smallest turn of your heart toward heaven. They celebrate every moment you choose hope over despair, faith over fear, love over bitterness. And they are waiting to rejoice again, because they know the moment you reach for God's hand, the heavens will light up with joy. Your name still glows in the heart of God, written in lines of light that have not faded. But the danger of this moment is not that He will erase it, but that your soul will grow too distant to remember how to respond to His voice. Every day you live apart from Him, your heart grows quieter, your spirit grows dull, and your eyes grow accustomed to the dimness. That is why heaven cries out now, louder than before, not because God is cruel, but because He knows how fragile your light has become, and He longs to see it shine again. Type 222 if you trust that God is with you always. He knows you are tired. He knows how heavy the burden has been. He knows the weight of guilt that sometimes sits on your chest like a stone, making it hard to breathe. But He does not come to you with condemnation. He comes with compassion. He comes to lift that burden, to place His peace where your pain has lived for too long, to remind you that you were never meant to carry it alone. When Jesus carried the cross, He carried every shame you would ever feel. Every mistake. Every moment you thought you were unworthy of love. He bore it so you wouldn't have to. You don't need to run. You don't need to hide. The Father's arms are open, and the door is still unlocked. All He asks is that you step inside. All He asks is that you say His name, not in fear, but in faith. Because even the smallest whisper of His name breaks the chains that hold you back. His name has power to heal what you thought could never be healed, to restore what the world has taken, to bring life to places that have long been cold. So, in this moment, in this breath, stop running. Let the silence hold you. Let the stillness become the place where you finally hear Him again. Feel the warmth that comes when you stop resisting. Feel the gentleness of His Spirit wrapping around you, not with demands, but with love. That love is older than time, deeper than pain, and stronger than death. And it's yours. It always has been. Take this as your final wake-up call before grace becomes memory instead of invitation. Before the sound of His voice fades beneath the noise of the world. Before heaven's call turns from warning to weeping. The hand of God is still extended toward you, steady and sure, waiting to lift you from the shadows. There is a light that never went out inside you.